Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike FlyKnit Trainer Plus. Now, as you can see, it comes in a standard orange Nike Performance box. I'll give you a quick look at the label. It's listed as the FlyKnit Trainer Plus. The colorway is Volt White and Tarp Green, size 9.5 US, and the retail price sticker is ripped off, but I believe these guys retail for $150 US. So basically the significance of this shoe is that it's one of two original FlyKnit models that were made available to the public. Back in 2012, when FlyKnit was a thing, we had the FlyKnit Racer, a shoe that I got pretty much the second it was available, and we had the FlyKnit Trainer, which is the shoe that I'm showing you guys here today. I've had my eye on a pair of these for a very, very long time now. Finally had the opportunity to pick up a pair because they're not really available all that often and at too many places, at least that I have access to. So when I had the chance to scoop up a pair of these for myself, I jumped on the opportunity, and I'm really happy that I did. I am a huge fan of FlyKnit, and obviously since 2012, it's become a very big thing, not only across Nike's running and training models, but also in basketball. And for those of you guys that watch my soccer channel, obviously their soccer cleat FlyKnit models have become a very big deal over the last couple of months. So this is, like I said, one of two of the original FlyKnit performance products from Nike, and it really does show how far along FlyKnit has come. It was great in 2012. This is a great model, don't get me wrong. It's extremely comfortable, and it does offer that sock-like level of comfort. But if you were to wear a FlyKnit shoe like this one in comparison to a 2014 model FlyKnit shoe, the difference in quality, the difference in feel, and the difference in terms of how much more sock-like and how much more natural the new ones feel versus something like this is pretty incredible. Like I've said in many of my videos on the main soccer channel, FlyKnit has come a long way in the short time that it's been available to the public. Every new FlyKnit model that I've seen so far come out of Nike is better than the last, and that's something that is very promising, very exciting whenever we see something new. It just shows me that Nike is constantly trying to one-up the previous model and really kind of change the game in terms of overall performance, because I think FlyKnit is seriously one of the most revolutionary materials and kind of technological advancements we've seen in shoes in general in the last 20 years or so. It's that impressive of a technology, and like I said, I have really high hopes for what they can do with this in the future, even though they've already achieved so much. So this is the FlyKnit Trainer Plus. I don't want to kind of make this a history lesson or anything like that, but as I said on the box, it's Volt White and what they listed as Tarp Green. Now, I'm not sure if that's a mistake on the box. I'm not sure if they sent me the wrong box, but I don't see what the Tarp Green would be unless they're talking about this very light gray color, because obviously Volt is on the front half of the shoe as well as in the laces and tongue. This little blind here on the midsole. The majority of the midsole is white along with the Nike swooshes, but I don't see what would be Tarp Green other than the gray. So I guess if that looks green to you, then you can call it Tarp Green, but I'm just going to refer to it as gray for the rest of the video. So FlyKnit upper, you have a combination of gray and Volt Yellow. The Volt Yellow is mainly at the front of the shoe, and you can see that it's a combination of Volt Yellow and that gray color kind of all intertwined, and it really shows off the complexity of the FlyKnit pattern. Some of it is more dense where there's not really any open holes, whereas in certain areas you can see that there's open holes for ventilation and just general comfort that you get from any of the FlyKnit products. And you can see it kind of swiftly transitions kind of halfway through the upper into more of a solid gray pattern. You have, again, a little bit more of that Volt accent here right at the back of the shoe, but for the most part it's kind of a two-tone type of design. You have your Volt at your front, the gray at the back, and it just looks really cool if you ask me. You can see you have your Nike swoosh that is painted in white. The flywire that is also somewhat exposed is white in color, the very thin flywire. It's kind of difficult to see, so it doesn't really pop too much on this particular colorway just because it's white against bright yellow or light gray. So again, it just doesn't really have that kind of pop-out effect when you look at it. The tongue is all Volt Yellow, made from FlyKnit, as you can see, along with the ribbon-style laces, which is not something that I'm personally crazy about. I like how it looks, but don't necessarily love how it feels. And you can see you have this little tag here on the tongue fused on. It says Nike FlyKnit Trainer, which is kind of nice. I like when they put the name on the shoe, and Nike often does that with their running models. You can see the pull tab on the back is Volt yellow. Then you have these little kind of lines right here in a darker gray, and I believe that is 3M reflective material, which is always nice to see, and again, something that includes pretty often on their running models. The liner on the inside is a padded mesh material, and you can see it's black in color. I'll actually remove the insole because it is fully removable on this particular pair. It's Volt yellow in color. It will have the spot for the Nike Plus chip for anybody that still uses that thing. Not super useful if you ask me. And then it's an Ortholite insole that's actually pretty nice. It's like this dark green color, and it provides some really nice step-in comfort for the shoe itself. As far as the midsole is concerned, I believe it's just a Phylon midsole, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Tech specs on this shoe are pretty scarce since it came out pretty much 2 years ago, but Nike is still releasing colorways. For those that are wondering, this is not a 2-year-old shoe. They still release colorways from time to time of the 2 original FlyKnit models, which I think is pretty cool. I like that they're continuing the 2 shoes that really started it all. So again, you have the top line of foam mainly here in the back, and then it gets a little bit kind of more significant in the forefoot area of that kind of gray color. It's a little bit darker than the rest of the upper though, as you guys can see. Then below that you have a layer of Volt yellow, which acts as a nice accent, and then the main chunk here in the heel as well as a little bit in the forefoot is your standard white color with some compression lines and stuff like that. And this is honestly not the most comfortable shoe as far as cushion is concerned, but it still does feel pretty good, especially if you're just going to be wearing them casually, which I think is most people at this point in time with this particular shoe. As far as the outsole is concerned, it does have kind of a deceivingly old school traction pattern with this waffle kind of design, something that I really like about the original FlyKnit models. It's so advanced with the FlyKnit upper. Then you look at something like this, it's still going to perform the part, but it just has kind of a nice old school vibe, which is something that I really like. All the black areas are actually rubber, whereas the white areas are just exposed foam, similar to what you're going to find from the Nike Free line. So for the most part, pretty simple layout, looks nice and comfortable, really good looking shoe overall, simple, clean styling, and that's pretty much it as far as all the details go on the FlyKnit Trainer Plus. And move on next to what they look like on feet, and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the FlyKnit trainers on feet with a pair of shorts. And like any of the FlyKnit running models, I think that these are a great option for kind of casual wear in the summertime. They're nice and light, they're very comfortable, they're breathable, they're flexible, and they essentially feel like a pair of socks. And you can wear them with or without socks if you choose to, although I would recommend wearing them with socks because if you wear them barefoot, they tend to start to smell pretty bad pretty quickly. So just keep that in mind if you plan on wearing these barefoot or any FlyKnit product for that matter. So as far as comfort is concerned, they're very comfortable shoes. The cushioning is not as extreme as what you're going to find in any of the current FlyKnit models. That may be because these are brand new, perhaps the cushioning, the foam, it's very likely that it'll become a lot softer once you wear them in a little bit more. But from right out of the box, they're comfortable enough, but it isn't the softest or spongiest feeling foam underfoot. But in terms of overall width, it's going to fit pretty much everybody, even if you do have slightly wider feet. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is pretty much perfect. So overall, I'd recommend going true to size if you're planning on ordering a pair of these for yourself. But that's pretty much it as far as what they look like on feet with a pair of shorts. And move on next to what they look like on feet with a pair of pants. Alright, here's a quick look at the FlyKnit trainers on feet with a pair of pants. And what I like about FlyKnit as a whole is it performs the part, it's very comfortable, and it feels like a sock. They're just really, really pleasant to wear. But what's also great about it is, as good as it is performance-wise, it really has a premium look when you want to wear them casually. And I think this shoe in particular, because it is such a simple design in a clean colorway like this, it's very wearable as an everyday shoe with a pair of pants, depending on the colorway that you get. This one is a little bit brighter with the Volt yellow, but for the most part, I just really like the simple styling of the shoe. It's nice and comfortable, and again, has that premium vibe, making it very wearable as an everyday casual shoe, if you ask me. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Nike FlyKnit Trainer Plus. This is one of those shoes that I've been a big fan of for a long time, and I'm really happy that I finally have a pair for myself. To me, this is one of those shoes that will probably go down in history as, like I said, the first FlyKnit model. FlyKnit is something that Nike's going to be pushing for a very long time, I can guarantee you that. And like I said, I really do think it's a revolution as far as performance footwear is concerned. And this is, like I said, the first of its kind, which is why I'm so happy to have a pair for myself. And it's nice to see that Nike is still continuing to produce them in new colorways every couple months or so. So other than that, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. If you have any questions questions regarding this particular shoe or any suggestions for other products you'd like to see featured on the channel, be sure to leave those suggestions down below in the comments. I'm always open to hearing what you guys would like to see as far as content is concerned. If you want to check out the review page on my website where you will find the high quality images of this shoe, there will be a link down below in the description, and if I can find any buy now links, any places to buy these things, I will leave those on the review page as well. So again, go refer to that if you are looking for any more information on this particular product. Other than that though, guys, subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews on all the latest and greatest sneakers. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.